story, I think people will be, I don't know. So I'd say this during the pandemic time. So Adi had these couple of films that were to be released, the really big films, which were the commercial pot boilers, as we say, which started obviously in the pre-pandemic time. And obviously, unfortunately, when pandemic started, there was a question mark on all the films. And that's the time where I observed my husband closely because there was no talk of films releasing. And of course, there is a business point of view where each film needs to release at a particular time for it to be able to sustain the cost that it has incurred for the film. And I remember Adi saying that, and there was a lot of pressure on filmmakers to release all these films on OTT. And a lot of filmmakers were doing that. Their biggest films were releasing on OTT. And I see my husband completely calm and composed. And he was like, with so much conviction. So I would use the word conviction that my husband had. And he said, you know what? These movies were made for theatrical, for the audiences at large to enjoy. And I would want to release these films theatrical. He was being offered a lot of money to release it on OTT, and it was a complete business call where it would be a win-win situation for the OTT platform and for the producers, where he was making profit just releasing it on OTT. But there I see my husband taking this brave call and saying that no, I would not release any of these films on OTT because I believe in the power of Indian cinema, of what it does theatrically. And in time, when the films came, all of those films flopped. Because post-pandemic, the whole way audiences were watching content changed overnight because of OTT. And the kind of content they saw globally, just everything changed. And all these films of his that failed at the box office, and he took a complete hit commercially because none of the films did well, and it was like complete depression. People were sad in our company, and that whole conviction that Adi stood with, that no, my movies will release theatrical. We thought that there would be some divine intervention and that he would be rewarded for his conviction of releasing films theatrically, and everything kind of didn't work for us. And then came Pathaan. And Pathaan changed the entire thing forward, Yash Raj, and it became the highest grossing film. So, जब भगवान देता है फिर छप्पड़ फाड़ के देता है. He just tests you and sees that how much courage you have. And I think Adi had that courage, and I completely, as a colleague of his, I completely salute that because that I thought was commendable. So when you ask me what are the
what needs to change?
What needs to change is, I think filmmakers need to have more faith in the product that they make, and they should believe in what they make, and they should stand with each other to make that change, And today, Pathaan stood the test of time, and that just opened the floodgates for people going into cinemas, And today, again, the times are like we're talking like how we spoke in the pre-pandemic time,
Yeah, we've gone back to some degree, to the glory days, might be a bit optimistic. But
normal days.
Normal days.
Let's say the normal days.
Okay.